All right, hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. With me, as always, is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City, and joining us today is Mike Lukas, former stand-up comedian who has announced. How long ago was it? You've transitioned to writing.
I'm in the middle of maybe kind of getting back on stage because you know how it is when you're a comedian. You never really quit. You
can't
sort
give
of
it up. Yeah,
put it on hold. I had two babies. Back in 2014, I decided to retire. I kept coming home and I'd be like, "Hey kids, it's me, it's Dad," and they're like, "Remind me." And I was like, yeah,
that's nice.
I might want to put that on hold. But they're 11 and 14 now, and now they're like, "Hey man, it might be cool if you go on the road once in a while."
Yeah, get out of the house.
So I might be going back. I stopped drinking, so my comedy might be more perceptible now. So
there we go.
All right, so
thanks for being on the show. By the way,
weight. I used to be a fat ass I had like a beer face. I had like a round beer face, and now I'm thin now, and everybody thinks I'm dying.
Yeah. I was gonna say I didn't even recognize you. I was for a second. I'm like, that's got to be a different Mike Lukas. He's lost 100 pounds. He doesn't have a hat on. This is fucking wild, man.
Right?
And
yeah.
then you found out it is there's an Iowa City Mike Lukas that I believe Jake probably thought it was. Yeah. There isn't.
Oh shit!
You
still think really you still think this is Mike Lukas from Iowa City?
I thought it was. Yeah.
No. This is Mike Lukas from Chicago,
yes,
by way of Cleveland, by way of LA and New York.
Oh shit!
That's dumb.
Well, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you too, man. I'm sorry I'm not the fat ass that you thought I was. But I'll do my best. I could talk about food if you like.
No. See, with ours, as I said, we make fun of news. So I send out news links as you received, Mike. I go through during the week. I pick news stories that interest me. And on Saturday morning, July 13th, I said, "Hey guys, here's what we're gonna talk about." And then nothing happened after that. Nothing happened on Saturday night that we need to discuss in any way, shape, or form.
That's right. False flag. I say nothing happened.
False flag.
All right. I'm going to say this, and then we can jump in. The first thing I'm going to say is I have the best response to the shooting in Pennsylvania in front of me right now. Fellow former comedian and friend of the show, Stu McAllister, posted this status update on Facebook, and I think this is absolutely hands down the best response to the shooting. If you celebrated what happened in Pennsylvania, please unfriend me. If you didn't celebrate what happened in Pennsylvania, please unfriend me. If you see this post, please unfriend me. If we aren't friends, friend me and then unfriend me. Thanks. I mean, that's it right there, because everybody draws that line in the sand. You have to unfriend me if you voted for this person. He just covered the gamut. Celebrated, didn't celebrate. I thought that was fucking brilliant, because so many people just go on the line of unfriend me if you're voting for this person or liked this movie or what. Yeah, I thought that was great.
I actually wrote a statement that I wanted to read about the incident. If that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I want to be clear. I do not support President Trump politically. However, I support him follically. And
there we go.
I mean that me and the millions of other men who are, doing our best to hide our male pattern baldness want to send our thoughts and prayers to Donald Trump during this difficult time. If you watch the replays of this heinous incident, it forced Trump to lose his red MAGA hat, which immediately revealed his massive comb over to the world. So what this gunman did is reprehensible. He exposed his hair loss like that. It's unacceptable. This lunatic did what no rainy day or windy day has been able to do in the past, which is to expose his unfathomable baldness. I said, forget for a moment that the USA's infrastructure is crumbling, our horrible healthcare system, and the loss of the middle class. That giant patch of Trump's exposed scalp skin is a bad look for America. So I just wanted to conclude with, we as a nation divided cannot unsee that. It is so pinkish, so utterly hairless, and so sad. So
as a fellow pink balding man, I support your message.
Yeah, did you see that?
You got to tip your
they're
head
carrying him
forward,
out,
Jake,
and
so we
his
can
hair is
see.
like it's falling down, like it was. He's like, get my
It's
shoes.
pretty
I was
wild.
like, get your comb.
You know what I
Thoughts.
liked more than that? Did you notice, like as he's doing the fist bump, you hear him on the mic say to the Secret Service, he's like, wait, give me a sec. He straightens his comb over and then he gives a pump. I'm like, yeah, dude, even in duress, he's
Yep.
straight like a true balding man
A
trying to
true
hide it.
balding
And
man.
I wept. I've never supported anything Trump did until then. I stood
Right?
up and saluted. I said, as a dude trying to hide your baldness, I salute you, sir.
I salute you, man. And he's got a whole team of people that do that for him. I have to do this on my own. So do you, it looks like. And you know, he's got a whole team to support him in that area. So, you know, I just thought that my heart goes out to him and his family during this very difficult time.
Yeah,
I
my heart
didn't
goes
want to
out to
interrupt
whatever that
you.
critter is on his head. That thing really, you know, it's got shell shock from this. It's got PTSD. It's like the orange guy beneath me is yelling again. Oh my God, we're getting shot at. Did Elmer Fudd show up here? What is this?
His hair has teeth. That's how it holds on. It's a live thing. It sort of it bites and grasps.
We
Sometimes
did
it
see it
whispers
one
debate
other
answers in
time,
his
though.
ear.
We did see it. There was one moment when he was getting on Air Force One, and there was a wind gust that, like, I don't know if it hit from the side or back, but it was holy shit, we had never seen it that bad before. So there was one other time we were exposed to Darth Vader's head, and that was it.
Yeah,
It was
that
pretty wild.
shrunken head beneath.
Yes.
You know, yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but he has a third eye up there. He has that blinks. You know, like he can look at you while he's reading the paper.
It's like that thing in Total Recall coming out of that guy's stomach. It's got future predictions about the planet Mars. It's got all kinds of good. It can sometimes gives you a parlay advice for DraftKings. I like that thing.
Take the Niners. Take the Niners.
They're not going to beat the spread, Quaid. They're not going to beat the spread.
Thank you, Head.
So let's play a Challenger explosion or JFK getting shot. Where were you when you heard the news? I'll go first. I was at a corporate event, and my wife was at a Blues and Barbecue Festival, and we both had the exact same experience where news hit, everybody sort of went, oh, shit, that's not good, looked at their phone, and then went back to everyday normal conversation. And this morning, I played pickleball for 2.5 hours. It did not come up. And the reason I say this is because last night after the corporate event I was at where nobody really talked about it, and then I asked my wife, I said, hey, how did it go over there? And she said, well, people were like, oh, did you hear this? I came home from my event, jumped on Twitter, and everyone was just screaming and angry and finger pointing and blaming, like, oh, Biden called for. It's like, Twitter is not real life. People can get, all we do is jump online and see everyone hate one another. But when you interact in person, this is so, I don't want to say overblown, but you click the news headlines. Of course, they're all, 50-point font, and they're just trying to get our attention and get us clicking and get us angry at the other side. Oh, that's got to be everybody. So I just thought that was fascinating to be in real time watching people react and not start like, hey, you fucking voted for Biden. Well, fuck you. Well, people just like, what? Oh, well, shit, that's not good. You shouldn't shoot it. Do you have either of you similar experiences? Were you in public or were you just home and found out what happened? Mike, you go first.
I was taking a shit and that's when I usually check my news.
I was going to say, wait, no, I've got to interrupt you here. You're a night shitter? You don't wake up and poop in the morning?
Yeah,
early afternoon?
It varies. I know some people are against it, but what I like to do is I like to hold it in all day.
Okay.
And then when I let loose, it's with a vengeance. And
okay. I can support that.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to be honest. I was masturbating, and I was telling my family that I was
while taking a shit.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a night shit. What are we gonna have a boring morning shit at night? No, let's spice it up a bit.
I was masturbating and I accidentally shit. Is what really happened from the force of what came out of both ends. And I saw that, and my parents are Trump supporters, and so it was kind of funny. And I was saying to my dad, I was like, man, like this, like I'm glad that they missed. I mean, because I'm a Browns fan, okay? And last year we beat the San Francisco 49ers, and they didn't have Deebo Samuel and they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, and no one gave us credit for beating the San Francisco 49ers legitimately. And so I thought if we're going to beat Trump, you got to beat him while he's alive. If you beat him when he's dead, it's like beating the Niners without Samuel.
Yeah.
So,
although if they would have just gotten a little bit to the left and made him like a vegetable, it kind of would have been even. You know what I mean? Like if he was kind of sort of there, sort of not. I think it would have been even. I think it would have been fair.
I would have loved to see that debate. Just
you talk about even.
They're both shaking and whispering into the microphone, all crazy.
A buddy of mine last night said, when it comes to even, he said the best case scenario could have been Trump gets shot and killed, then Biden dies of a stroke, and we just get to start fresh, and everyone's happy. Like everyone, like that's close. I think if they both had a stroke, it would be better.
A windshield wiper just clears away the bird shit off the windshield, and now all of a sudden we start clean.
Yeah, we just start fresh. Both sides.
Brand new road trip.
Well, Father Time will do that by next election, huh? I mean, let's face it.
But dude,
that was a rough. That debate was rough. I'm on the left, but boy, that was tough. It was kind of like floating towards center when I saw that. The senior moments. Yeah, I wish I could say senior moments, but there was a bunch of them, and it's just like you're watching your great grandfather take a dump in front of you at the slideshow.
Oh yeah, as a lifelong Detroit Lions fan, it was a very familiar feeling to me. I was like, this is pretty much every Sunday during football season. I'm used to this.
Not last year, baby.
That's true. Well, NFC Championship. I felt like watching that. Felt like watching the second half of the NFC Championship. It was first half of the NFC Championship was State of the Union. It's like he did so good, they thought he was on drugs. And then the second half, it's just like, what's he doing? He's just shaking and throwing interceptions.
They forgot to shoot him up. You got to shoot him up at halftime.
That's right. That's
not
right.
That we need to transition to that, but it was they were going to do those pressers, and he was going to have the sit down with Stephanopoulos. And then the other day he called Kamala Trump. He said, I selected Trump because he's a worthy vice president. And I can't remember if it was before or after that, but he also introduced Zelensky as Putin. The guy is like, my God.
He made it kind of funny, but like, it was
it's not getting better. It's not getting better. It's now everyone is amplified too. It used to be like, Biden has a misstep here and there. Now it's like every misstep is like kaboom.
Yeah,
it's rough.
It magnifies. I've done that though. I've called people by the wrong name.
Oh yeah, fucking. How did this start with Jake thinking you were?
Right,
it's true. I thought it was that was the opposite. That was different guys, same name. That was
LUKAS versus LUCAS. There's a K and a C difference, Mike.
Yeah, but it just says in the bottom left, Mike's iPhone, dude.
What about the email I sent you?
True.
What am I gonna? Come on, man. It's just Mike Lukas. Come on. I didn't know there was two. What do I? That's not. Don't call me Joe Biden for not knowing there was two Mike Lukases that do comedy in the Midwest area. Come on now.
You weight shamed me right off the bat.
Where were you, Jake? We didn't get your story. Where were you?
Were you
just at home?
Oh yeah, well, this is true. I was at home. But I had just gotten back from a barbecue, a birthday party, and it was Filipino food. I had just eaten something for the first time called sisig. It's delicious. It is fried pork ear. First time I ever tried sisig. First time I'd ever tried pig ear.
Good food,
the first time I eat pig ear, Trumps get shot in the ear. It's voodoo. I'm telling you, it's voodoo. Not 20 minutes later, I'm like, this is great pig ear. And then boom, like a voodoo priestess.
And then 20 minutes later, you took a night shit.
That's right. And then I'm like, I never shit at night. So I started masturbating. It was a whole ordeal. It was like, I eat the pig ear, Trumps get shot. I shit at night, which hasn't happened in decades. And then I came.
Are you going to go eat pig heart now? Are you going to double down with your voodoo magic for the country?
I'm eating pig brain next time. He ain't going to miss next time. It's going to be back into the left. I'm eating pig brain today.
Okay. Strange question. What's the best tweet you've seen so far on it? Have you seen it?
What?
Best tweet you've seen? The best tweet I saw was, people haven't been this disappointed by Trump and 2 inches since Stormy Daniels. I thought that one was
a good one. Yeah.
That's
a good one.
I saw the same joke, but it said 3 inches. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's the semantics of penis size.
See, I like the 2 inches because it was a smaller, like you wouldn't need to go that far over to get the brain. Like it was super close. I do think the people who initially were saying it was staged, it's like, do you know how good you would have to be to hit an ear? Like that
Well,
John
they were
Wick
saying he
couldn't do
squibbed
that.
it. They said he squibbed it with his hand. Did you see when he
No.
puts it up like that, and all of a sudden that's when it started bleeding? So
You're
it's
Okay,
saying
I
like a
do
bad
have to
lean.
admit,
I
I'm going to
did
go
hear
right ahead
somebody
and admit.
jokingly say, I think he bladed it WWE style. Like that would be a nice little touch. Like,
Cut me,
oh,
cut me.
oh, now you really got me going. Oh, like that would be, it would be such a Donald Trump move for sure.
Blood just splattered.
As
And he
someone
gets hit
that
with a
hates
fully
all the conspiracy theories, and anytime something horrible happens, like Parkland or Sandy Hook, the people that come out and say false flag, I'm kind of enjoying it coming from the left. I wish that the left would fucking
It's pretty great.
better about it and say, all right, we're not going to go there and reduce ourselves to that level of bullshit.
Nope.
At the same kind, it's like a 70-30, 80-20 split. 80% of me wishes they would shut the fuck up and stop it. But 20% is like, all right, just desserts, fuckers. Anytime something horrible happens, you assholes say it's a false flag. And now the left is doing it too back at you. It doesn't help the overall
It's wildly
dialogue.
entertaining. There's somebody that jumped in the comments on one of my posts when I posted a joke about this. It's like all the right wingers started getting.
What was your
normally
joke?
call people
What was your joke?
snowflakes.
What was your joke? Tell the joke.
Oh,
first.
$10 says Monica did this. It wasn't great, but it was the first thing that came to mind in a crisis. It was, but but hey,
That sounds like my whole act.
Look, I mean, but in all seriousness, I think we should come together and just agree that all political violence is hilarious. Anyway, I think so. There's a right winger guy going, I can't believe you would joke at such a serious time. He was almost killed. Again, this is normally a guy who everybody's a snowflake, and I'm going to make fun of everything.
Yeah.
All right.
And then so he's going back and forth with somebody in there on the left about what about all the right wing terrorists and things like this. And then the guy arguing with him did try to claim that it was staged. And it's just, I don't know, anybody who thinks that it's just proof that a lot of liberals don't know shit about guns. Because if you were going to stage one and you're like, I know I'll get him in the ear, dude, half an inch either way, and you either kill the guy or miss completely. John Wick couldn't pull that off. If that was intentional, that guy is the greatest marksman that ever lived.
I need to see a bloody ear. I need to see the hole. I need to see something that's true. And I need to see, whatever the proof is that this other person died. Because I think it's interesting that the right never believed the media, but now they're like, it says it right there.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Do you think Trump goes for the youth vote now? Because he puts like one of those gauges in his ear where the bullet, so now he puts like, hey, I'm like Harrison Ford with his earring. He gets one of those hoops in and like, hey, he's relating to the kids. He's going for the millennial vote.
Yeah, but his would be gold.
As a barista.
Yeah. He doubles
he's
down
selling
and
Trump coffee now.
Coffee.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Let's talk about the shooter for a second. Mike, the other week after the Huck Tua girl, we went off on all sorts of internet bullshit that we bought into. Her dad's a pastor and he's disappointed. She got fired as a teacher. None of it turned out to be true. So as we talk about this right now on Sunday, the 2 things they're saying, or the 3 things they're saying about the shooter, they say his name, I don't remember what it is, 20-year-old kid. They see he was a registered Republican, but he donated to progressive causes. Fascinating. That's
I didn't see that. That's funny.
It's just more proof that the only swing voters left in 2024 are fucking nuts,
I will say this. Did either of you see the interview with the guy with the visor on BBC with the red hair?
The orange hair.
Yeah.
That's fake. That's got to be fake.
Well, I don't know about that, but what the guy said, and I read an article now, I pulled it up. Basically, according the shooter was spotted by police, and they said, hey, he looks suspicious. At the metal detectors, they're saying, hey, keep your eye on this guy. They alerted the Secret Service, so they had already said, hey, this guy looks sketchy, keep your eye on him. Then the interview,
why does he look sketchy? He's holding a rifle.
Yeah, the interview
but he's at a Trump rally. It's fine. Like,
it's fine.
For the people here,
So the interview, the guy is saying, we saw him on the roof. We're yelling, pointing, hey, right there. And they can see Secret Service guys looking through binoculars. How does this happen? How in
I don't get
2024?
it.
They had snipers on the roof by Trump, so they could have seen where he was. He was
Yeah.
really fucking close. So you have guys, first you have him marked as he's coming in, like, hey, keep your eye on him. Apparently nobody did. He was able to get up on a roof. So I can see how they would say, I can see the false flag conspiracy theory bullshit, because it seems kind of absurd that this happened in the first place when you have people on the ground pointing at him as like, and nobody does anything until shots ring out. I guess he was wearing gray. So
I don't know, but they got him quick. Like,
yeah, they did get him
Secret
quick.
Service handled their fucking business. Like,
Yeah.
hats off to
Did they
the
know?
yeah,
I
man,
mean,
they shot the guy right away.
And then he was like,
No,
hold
no.
on a minute.
No,
Hold
Jake's
on.
talking about
Like a
the
little
Secret
whack-a-mole.
Service shooters, because there was a couple of gunshots, and then you can't
Yeah,
break
they were right
down
on him.
how many are return fire, but fucking the instant the gunshots, like they were able to center on him and like,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah, within
just
seconds. I mean, it was
fucking head
quick.
off.
Yeah, it was
Probably
quick.
should have done that right before he fired, though. I mean, if
Well,
he's
yeah,
got
you'd think that with everybody pointing, hey, look at the roof there, someone might have gone, oh shit, there's a gun pointing at us. Like, it'd be like,
Yeah, but it's also, but there's a ton of people. It's surrounded by people. Like, you're not gonna. I mean,
I
just one
suppose.
person. It's not like they're the only three people out there and they're pointing. There's also a bunch of people going, yeah, and screaming racist shit about migrants. Like, there's a lot going on, you know?
Yeah, you got 100 people going, yeah, and then 3 people going, no, there, and it is kind of hard to distinguish. Yeah, you're a good point.
Yeah,
he's not
it's-
a hunter.
Then you got a bunch of people doing this. You got a bunch of people just standing like that.
yeah, you got people between the people. You can't discern who's Zeke Heiling and who's just pointing. You know, like I mean, because you're gonna get both at a Trump rally. So it's they were far away.
Oh yeah.
There's someone up on the roof. There's someone up on the roof. There's someone up there.
Yeah,
No, up there. Up
It's like-
there.
You guys are just so used to pointing with all 5 fingers at the same time. Just give me the one index finger. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it's like Pavlov's dog for you guys. You see Trump, you gotta throw up the old Nazi howdy. But you know, like when you're pointing at a shooter, just give me the one index finger with the hand there.
Use your
Well,
left
now we
hand if
know.
you gotta. Change it up. Just like, oh, I'm gonna point with my left hand. That way it'll
Elbow,
look different.
elbow up, elbow up.
I know you don't like anything on the left, but just use the left hand next time. Come on now.
All right. Not changing gears, but Mike, this is something Jake and I talk about, which is news headlines and how they word things. I didn't send you any of these, but I'm going to where is it? Basically, CNN is saying assassination attempt. Yahoo News is saying assassination attempt, and then Associated Press saying apparent Trump assassination attempt. The fact that they have to couch it in that, like, Jake and I talk about how we put alleged in front of everything. But yeah, so AP News hasn't really like nudged over into, okay, we can take the alleged off. Let's just call it the assassination. Thoughts on that? I mean, because Jake's thought is that after Fox got sued and lost by Dominion, well, not lost, they settled out of court, that every headline is just going to couch it and, hey, just make it vague enough. So
I don't think that's that with this. Sorry, what's up?
No, I was just gonna say initially they called it an incident. They didn't even call it an assassination.
Yeah.
They just said it was an incident.
Mhm.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, what do you need to happen? I mean, an assassination attempt isn't it, where you're trying to kill the guy. But this was
Unless
just an
unless they actually thought they were trying to shoot that marmot on his head, then yeah, that's an assassination attempt. Like, what are we doing? No, I think it's genuinely, and I'm a pretty liberal guy. I'm on the left. That is the media that clearly just doesn't like Trump. If this was Biden that got shot at and they blew a piece of his ear off or whatever, although they're saying it might be glass from the podium or the whatever. Either way, if they literally took 3-5 shots at Biden, CNN would not be calling it got interrupted by a little bit of hullabaloo. Like, what do you, oh, did it now?
The alleged
There was hijinks
interruption.
afoot at the Trump rally. Like, oh, was there? Like, yeah, it's clearly they're biased against Trump, but hey, man, Fox would be doing that shit if Biden got shot at too. Look at the way they covered Pelosi's husband getting smacked in the head by that fucking guy. They were like, oh, they're right blowing each other. Like, that was how that was their coverage. Pelosi's secret gay lover gets in a tiff with him. That's how they fucking covered it. So yeah, Fox would absolutely be covering it the same way if Biden got shot at.
I want to see a map of the area. I want to see a map of where the dude was versus where Trump was versus.
Oh, they've got those out there.
He's looking this way, and this ear gets shot. So that means if the guy was somewhere way to his right, or like you said, it could have been a glass like flying up and cutting him. That would be.
I've seen reports that said that. It's pretty early, so you never know what the hell's true and what's not within the first couple
flying
days.
Glass. That would be funny if that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the teleprompter in the podium that it hit that, because I mean, if it's an AR, so it could totally blow.
Well, this guy ruined it for anyone with aim.
Yeah. I heard that. Okay. I've read something that said he was 150 meters away, which means, I mean, if it was somebody on the right, they would have hit him at 150 meters. Let me just say that. It's somebody on the left. Most of my liberal brethren can't shoot for shit. And
they said that 150 meters is what you in the military have to hit a human target at to be cleared for an M16.
Oh, it's 300. I mean, that's half as far. Yeah.
That's 3 football fields.
Yeah.
That's yards.
I mean, I'm assuming the guy had a scope, right? He wasn't.
Yeah, but meters is like slightly shorter than yards, but it's almost. I think a meter is like 3.3 feet or something like that. So it's like slightly less than, but it's close.
Right, but close. Yeah.
But and that's with iron sights. So like, we were hitting half like torso stuff. I mean, just to qualify.
And we do that little thing what they do with the scope where they go. He just needed to turn that thing a little.
Oh, we wouldn't do like that. We would do that when like zeroing it. But yeah, I mean, we would zero it at 300 meters, which is twice that distance, and we'd shoot like torso size targets to qualify. Anywhere from like there would be as close as I think 50 meters and as far away as 300. So I mean, half of that. And then we train sometimes at like 500. You got to kind of drop it a little bit. You aim a little bit high just because basically we zero it at 300, and so that means you have to aim down a bit when you're shooting at 150 because the bullet arcs slightly and comes back to where you zero it at 300. And so and then if you go farther than 300, you aim a little bit above the thing because the bullet's dropping.
Right.
But anyway, this guy clearly didn't know that because he fired like 5 at the guy and maybe got his ear, maybe got the podium. We don't know.
Well,
basically, if this guy was a private underneath my command, he'd be doing a lot of push-ups today if he was still alive. You terrible marksmanship having piece of shit.
His training was watching early 80s Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies. That's where it was just you spray everything and all the guys fall down no matter what you're doing.
Too far to the left. Too far to the left.
Well, I rewatched Beverly Hills Cop with Amy the other day.
It's a
so
perfect
great
movie. Perfect.
But dude, the sequel's great too. The new one on Netflix. It's amazing. Yeah, it's awesome. But dude, they had guys just holding. I think they were Uzis, but if I remember right, but they're holding them down at their waist and just spraying it at people. And it's like, dude, you're not gonna hit anything. Like, what are you doing? Use the sights. The iron sights aren't just there to look pretty.
Movie violence.
So, who read Trump's quote on Truth Social, his post after the shooting? I'll read the second half of it here. I don't do a Trump impersonation, but when I read this, I can hear him saying it. Like, and I his voice is in my head. I'll do a very bad Trump impersonation, but here we go. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. Bleeding. All caps. All God.
Much bleeding. Much
bleeding took place.
More blood that they said they'd ever seen from any ear.
I took the best bullet ever.
I made
a shot like that.
You have to admit, though, this is so good for his campaign because, my God, those images of him pumping his fist. There's one that a photographer got a low angle on, so the flag is above him, and he's got this look on his face.
Most epic picture taken of any president.
Those are fucking
6-pack.
Oh yeah. That fucking moron that shot at him could not have done more to hurt the left and help Trump. Like, this is insane. He gave him that. They're going to make statues of that fucking thing. Like, forget merch. I mean, that's a given. There's going to be statues of that.
Oh, but that merch, people are going to be wearing those
sell.
shirts of him with his fucking fist pumping
Oh,
that
yeah.
flag. They
don't have to Photoshop it
I
either.
should sell those shirts. I should start making them right now. Fuck it. I should cash in. Those are going to
Oh, you'd be a needle in a stack of needles, man. It'd be tough to even make money at this point. There's going to be so much of them.
Yeah,
it's probably already online.
All right, we're down to 5 minutes. What have we not covered about it? Because it's so early, we don't know anything. Oh, I did see this. I thought this was funny. Kamala postponed her trip to Florida because of the shooting. It's like, the best time to get on a plane was 9:12. You couldn't, but it's like, you after the shooting, because I did see a headline that said Secret Service is coming under scrutiny for allowing the shots to get off. From here on out, they've got fucking everything locked down.
Yeah.
Like Jake said a second ago, this guy fucked it up for anybody that can aim in a rifle.
Right. There was probably one guy who was just like, he was loading his magazines up for Sunday, and he's just like, oh my God, you missed it 150 yards? Jesus Christ.
I'm always a day late for everything. Damn
it. God damn it, Frank. You fucked it up again.
Either way, Kamala could have gone if she had said she was postponing it out of respect, I would get that. But caution, come the fuck on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, I get it to a point. It's like, I think right wingers are going to be a little stirred up about this, justifiably so.
Yeah.
But
do you think there's going to be like a right wing shot at Biden now? Do you think they're going to like a retaliation?
Well, here's what's scary is again, going to Twitter, all the biggest assholes on Twitter, the right wing politicians were saying Biden caused this. This is due to right wing, or this is due to left wing propaganda.
Well, even if Biden ordered it, he's immune, huh? That's the one guy that couldn't get in trouble for it.
That's the joke they were making. They were saying they could assassinate him and get forgiveness.
Right.
Right. But so the nutcases are basically just looking for an excuse. If someone had taken a shot at Biden, I'm not sure it would have unleashed anything on the left. What
do you mean you're not sure? There was somebody on the left that already tried to shoot at the president.
But we don't know who this fuckhead is. We just know he's a 20-year-old kid registered Republican.
All right.
That's it.
Well, it's not like trying to act like somebody shooting at Trump is completely out of the question is a little weird after yesterday.
Ooh, I just had a thought. For a good chunk of time after 9/11, whenever like a shooting would take place, there was, at least for people that look like us, I think, on the left, not look like us, but they're like, oh shit, I hope it's not Muslims, because then, they're going to get unfairly judged, or, like, we can't have any more Muslim hate. When this happened, I kind of thought, geez, I hope it's not a liberal. I kind of hope it is a Muslim. I hope we can get someone else to blame for this.
I wasn't thinking Muslim, but
I was just saying, Eddie, I don't care if it like fucking.
Yeah, I wanted a woman to break the glass ceiling. Yeah, exactly. You sexist pig.
Yeah, but either way, I was gonna let this be someone that we could just pawn this off on.
I hope it's some guy who wanted to impress Jodie Foster. That
would have been
the
hoping. Best.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's trying to impress Aurora.
I'm glad this guy's dead, because he completely fucking helped Trump on this one, and he's making the left look like assholes. The last thing we needed is him sitting in a jail cell talking left-wing talking points after trying to kill the president. Nothing would have gotten Trump reelected like that fucking moron sitting there going, and we need to help climate change, and stop being mean to migrants and trans people, while he's sitting there on death row. It's like, dude, you're getting him. You are his reelection campaign, you moron.
I am he, she.
All right,
yeah,
Jake.
Exactly.
Jake can be found at Jake Vevra on all social media. You can watch Twisted Cupid live on YouTube every Thursday. I can be found at nathantimmel.com. You find my 1 hour comedy special linked there, a t-shirt store. Mike, where can people find you?
You can find me at Mike Lucas 4 on X. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me at funnymuscle.com. That's my website. And,
there you go.
That's the name of my book is called Finding Your Funny Muscle. And that's on sale right now. If you want to learn how to create laughs like a pro.
Like a pro. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And Jake,
Absolutely.
I will talk to you another time.
The guy who tried to shoot Trump was innocent.
All right.